This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Excellent start. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, November 5th. I'm Tori here with Jeff and Erica in person. Good to see you both.
Great to see you too.
Through the looking glass. Lovely to see you. Yes.
The audience doesn't know, but Erica sat down like pop, professional,
Yes.
right in the nick of time.
Just
We
like
can tell because I'm glowing.
No, you're sparkling. You're sparkling. That's what's happening. All right, folks, we are here 2 days after the election, and as of the time of our taping here, it's not over yet. Both candidates still have a path to the White House, okay? But even if Biden or the president make it to 270 electoral votes, that's the number you want, legal challenges could mean this could take a lot longer to sort out. So already, let's talk about the president's campaign. They've filed lawsuits in 4 different states: Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, and now Nevada. He has also, President Trump asked for a recount in Wisconsin. Now, a lot of people are angry about the results, okay? Let's take a look at this. Supporters of the president turned out at a polling centers last night in Detroit. They chanted, "Stop the count," meaning stop counting these ballots, right? But in Arizona, the same Trump supporters, or the same group of ideologies, were shouting, "Where are the votes?" The demonstrators there, some of them armed, ended up forcing the polling stations to actually shut down. I have a strong take on this, but I want to get to what you guys think. Do you think that the lawsuits are going to be a big deal, or they're going to be thrown out because they're somewhat frivolous?
I don't know. I would like to ask you that question. I think you know more about that than we do.
Well, it's interesting because at 1% or less, some states automatically do a recount, right? Like it's already happening. And recounts often don't really change the results. So you're not going to see majorly, like unless there's like 300,000 votes coming out of nowhere. So they don't do much. I just wanted to say really quickly to all the elected officials out there who have to put up with this crap. And people yelling, the protesters, they are doing such good work. They are working diligently. They're doing their job. They're maintaining their ordermanship. They're not getting out of there. And I just want to say I really appreciate them doing that, because this is not easy to count ballots in this environment. You could hear them inside. They showed you could ambiently hear them shouting as they counted.
Well, and and then one person actually said, we just want to watch you count. And it's like, I guess my question is, if you stop the count, then what do we do? Flip a coin? Like, I don't understand. What's the thought process behind stopping the count?
Well, in some cases, Pennsylvania, for instance, they count the absentee ballots last. So some places they want them to stop it, and in some places they want them to continue going because of the order they got the votes in. Because some skew more Democratic and some skew Republican. It's just not democratic at all.
But what is the actual common sense? Like, what is the objective of stopping the count?
So that they don't get the mail-in ballots which are going to skew more Democratic.
So you're basically just saying don't make everyone's voice and vote count.
I think what they're saying is if it's past the election date or time, they don't want those votes to count. Legally, you have to count all the votes, but if they're past the deadline, they're saying don't count those votes specifically. I think that's what that's what they're chanting.
And the strange thing is that mail-in ballots aren't late ballots; they're ballots. They're your vote. You're allowed to count
even
them.
if it's past the deadline. I don't know the answer. I thought if it was past if the polls
counts.
close.
Oh, so this is just based on preference.
Yeah.
Well, I would prefer for all of this to just end. So if we could get this done really fast, actually not even fast, just effectively and diligently and fairly.
And safely.
What would you say, Tori, if I told you that was peaceful protesting?
First of all, they were allowed to be there. They could assemble. The sheriffs were there. They allowed them to do so. It was only when the armed people started making aggressive comments that they actually escorted the poll workers out. So they were allowed to assemble. No one was shooing them away or putting tear gas in their face. But at some point, you've got to protect the elected officials.
Well, just to be clear, I don't agree with it, right?
Sure, yeah.
You have to let the people do their job. This was worst case scenario. I said this before this all started, the election, until we got the results. Best case scenario is somebody wins by a landslide and we didn't have all these lawsuits, all this going on while people still counted to vote. This is the worst case scenario for America.
But just know that some lawsuits, in case you don't know, can be thrown out if they're not worthy of a recount. In Georgia, they just dismissed a case because they said it doesn't sort of have standing. So it doesn't have to go long and long and long. It can be thrown out the same day. All right. Well, we got a lot of comments from you guys, huh? You're talkers. From viewers yesterday, both about our show and about the election. So we're going to read a few, and respond to you directly. So these first two kind of go together. Rob on Twitter, Trump knows that if the count carries on, he'll lose the presidency by even more. Mike on Twitter, so many irregularities in the voting process. We need to redo the entire election. No mail-in ballots. Let's go to the Supreme Court. Erica, your thoughts on that?
I understand why people as of this year are feeling some type of way about mail-in ballots. But the truth is, many of us have been doing mail-in ballots for quite some time, multiple elections. There have been absolutely no breakdowns in the system. And I've known that my vote was counted for 3 weeks because I did a mail-in ballot. So I think the idea of putting a lot of misinformation and distrust into mail-in ballots is really about stopping or continuing an antiquated process, because eventually we do have to come up with a more modern process for voting.
Interesting. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say, I wonder if our current president had anything to do with that. We don't know numbers at this point, but had he promoted the mail-in voting,
yeah, of course.
In certain states we've had in Colorado, so we know what we're doing. Certain states it's their first time. I get the confusion, I guess. But had he promoted, maybe the overwhelming ballots wouldn't be for one president. I'm trying to do this very obscurely without saying numbers.
You're doing very well.
But you see what I'm saying? I think maybe it might be part of can't use the word demise either, but you understand what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Okay.
And just so you know, the president himself uses mail-in ballots for his own vote. So there you go.
It's just ironic.
It is ironic. All right. Well, Frank on Facebook writes, I agree with Jeff's point yesterday. Look at you, Jeff. Just because someone votes for Trump because they think it will be better for their wallet doesn't mean that they also don't value black and brown Americans. You can support Trump and not be racist.
Well, listen, I got to be honest with you, Frank. I didn't sleep well last night because I'm trying to figure out my words on how to support different sides without sounding labeled like a racist, like a homophobe, like all those other things that people just throw in your face on social media. I had an interesting talk with somebody, I won't mention any names, but he said something very great to me. He said, maybe all Trump supporters aren't racist, but I would just say, majority of racists are Trump supporters, which I found very intriguing. That might not be true, but it brought a different perspective to me, and I thought maybe it'd bring a different perspective to somebody else out there. Very heady, I guess, in some sort of way, but I'm trying to learn every day from my verbiage, from things I understand people are watching the show. So I'm trying to find the best way to support you guys at home from the other side. It might not necessarily be my own, but I want your voice to be heard. So I'm trying my best without trying to offend anybody.
I know we're out of time, but I have to say this because I think it's important, and I appreciate your position. I want to say that because we know each other, we are friends.
Right.
I know who you are, okay? So when we're talking about these conversations, you also have a responsibility to have this conversation in a way that we're supposed to be reflecting America as if America was actually doing something that was bringing people together in discourse. Another way to think about this is a lot of people feel that you may not be racist, but racism isn't a deal breaker for you.
Right, it's okay.
And that's a part of the conversation too. But if we don't have these conversations, if we don't get uncomfortable, then we're not truly making any progress. So I just want to say that because I think it's very important.
I appreciate
And thank
that.
you for saying that because I think it's very, I know we're out of time. We can talk all night about this, but this is what America should be, this conversation.
We'll be right back. to DBL. Nancy Grace is busier than ever on TV and radio. She also has a new book about fighting back against crime. Earlier, I spoke with Nancy about cases that have captured the nation's attention, like Breonna Taylor. That's in today's Chatting with the Stars. Welcome, Nancy Grace, to Daily Blast Live. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Your new book, titled Don't Be a Victim, is a call to action for people to take protection into their own hands. And in it, you write crime is evolving, and we have to evolve along with it. Talk to me about what that means. How is crime evolving?
Well, it really is. It took me 2 years to research and write Don't Be a Victim. All my proceeds, 100%, going to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I started writing this book, as I said, 2 years ago, and it's based on every case I ever investigated, personally took to trial, or covered. Not just a retelling of the stories, but to cull from them what, if anything, we can learn. And it's not meant to scare anyone. It is meant to empower the readers at a time where so many of us are feeling helpless, like there's nothing we can do to affect change around us. That's not true. There are ways to fight back against crime.
I totally agree with you, but let me talk to you about when the crime is committed by law enforcement, okay? We're gonna get into this Breonna Taylor situation. After the ruling in the case, in the grand jury case, where only one officer was indicted for wanton endangerment. Nancy, there was a lot of public outrage and pain from people who felt like victims and people who believe the grand jury didn't go far enough or had enough information. You have been in front of grand juries. Walk the DBL Nation and me through that and how you think that decision was made. It's a very pro-prosecutor situation. There's not even really a defense attorney there, am I right?
Well, of course there's not a defense attorney there because this is not a petit jury, which is a jury of 12 or in some jurisdictions 6. This is a grand jury because the size is grand. It's 30 to 40 or more people taken from the voter registration. So what they do is very simply determine, is there enough evidence to bring a charge to send to a petit or petit jury to determine guilt or innocence. So this is not the time for the defense to be heard. This is a bare bones hearing to say, is there enough evidence to try this case and let a jury decide? Or is there no evidence and we'll no-bill it, we'll kick it out. So don't blame the grand jury right off the bat.
But let's talk about that raid. Nancy, there's activists calling for no-knock warrants to be banned, unconstitutional, against the Fourth Amendment, right? And some local lawmakers are trying to make that a reality. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, first of all, they're not unconstitutional. Bam! There, I can drop the knife right there. Imagine this. Let's go with a 5-year-old little girl out on the playground. Mommy goes to the minivan to get a cold water, comes back, baby girl gone. Turns out she has been snatched by a child sex predator, a registered sex offender. He's immediately traced because of video surveillance there at the playground to his apartment where he's holed up with a 5-year-old girl. What do you think we should do? Have the cop go to the door and go, hello, we'd like to come in for a cup of tea and talk about this little girl we think you snatched. H-E-double-L, no. You yell police and you bust in there and save the girl. I'm telling you why we cannot do away with no-knock provisions. Now, did the cops in the Breonna Taylor function appropriately? I don't know that, but getting rid of the no-knock is absurd. That's throwing out the baby with the bathwater. So whoever's screaming that needs to go and read the law books and find out why we have no-knock provisions.
We're not done with Nancy Grace yet. Tomorrow, Nancy weighs in on the defund the police movement, plus what Nancy would have done differently in the courtroom in George Floyd's case.
When you commit a crime, whether you're wearing a badge or not, you have a date with Lady Justice and go in front of a jury.
That's tomorrow on DBL. Welcome back to DBL. They say clothes make the man, but for Mark Bryan, they don't make the gender. His skirt and heels combo are making him a hit on Instagram, and I got to catch up with him earlier in today's DBL Spotlight. Mark Bryan, welcome to DBL. Thank you for taking the time. Do you mind just standing up and showing us your outfit right now of the day? What you're choosing to wear today? Let's see. Let's see. We got the manly black and then the ooh-hoo! Yes. When did skirts and heels become a staple in your daily wardrobe, and why?
I've been wearing heels for the long time.
Right.
I mean, for almost off and on for about 40 years. And then joking with my colleagues and stuff like that, I said eventually I'm going to wear a skirt. And tried on the skirt one time, and I go, wow, I don't look too bad.
And it's sort of become like a uniform, the skirt and the dress shirt combo. Is that significant to you, those two together, as sort of like a superhero combo, or you just like the look of it aesthetically?
I don't know about superhero. It's just kind of my adapted style. I want to kind of, maintain wearing men's shirts, but wearing women's skirts and heels, just to kind of keep what I call like a hybrid style. My big thing is to promote non-gendered clothing, and also that clothes should not dictate a person's sexual orientation.
Absolutely. Is it a statement? Is it empowering? Or do you just kind of engineering mind like the aesthetic and the lines that the clothes make for you?
I like the aesthetics and the lines. When I started wearing skirts and shoes, I just had so much different options to wear, and that's something I really enjoyed. I'm not a big fashion nerd, but
Right.
it actually kind of broke the monotony that I've had over like the last 30 years.
What do your kids think of this?
Well, it's funny because everyone's been saying a father of three. I'm a father of three, but my kids are between the ages of like 41 and 33. They haven't been at home for quite a while now. So my daughter's always, she'll see me post a picture on Instagram or something, and she'll say, "Dad, I want to borrow your shoes." So
You do have some good shoes on Instagram. I'm not going to lie. You have some really good shoes.
Oh.
Now, a lot
Yeah.
of women talking about heels think you're nuts for opting out to wear these uncomfortable heels all day. I wear Uggs constantly, which is super unattractive, as my husband says. What do you want to say directly to those who might object about the heels? Do you find them comfortable and sort of powerful? How do you feel?
I don't find them comfortable, but I've found that if I buy a good quality shoe and find a shoe that fits well, I'll go over comfort more than style. If I know I'm going to have to do a lot of walking during the day at work, I won't wear my 5-inch stilettos. I'll wear like a 3.5-inch or a 4-inch heel instead.
We do have to ask you, when we first featured your story on the show, Jeff, my co-host, he got a little jealous and competitive of your calves because you have fabulous calves.
That man is in shape and he looks good.
He looks dang good.
He looks good. He's got
Yeah.
good legs. I don't like to brag, but I do have excellent
You really
calves.
do.
I just wanted you to rate Jeff's calves from 1 to 10. Do you think he could rock the high heel and skirt?
Check that out.
Okay, you don't need to flex.
Well, I'm not. That's just how they look.
Oh, I'm surprised he's not wearing a skirt and high heels right now.
It's a fair comment. Totally fair comment. He looks great.
I mean, he sits behind a desk all day. He's TV above the waist. He could be underneath that desk right now wearing his skirt and high heels, and nobody would ever know.
I think he should show it off, and we completely agree. What a cool, awesome engineering mind you are, and I'm just so excited to have spoken to you. Thank you so much for chatting and stopping by and explaining things to people so people can understand and learn. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
DBL earlier, Steph showed me some amazing deals at some better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com. What do you have for us today, Steph, right across from me?
This Sultra limited edition 2-inch professional blowout.
Ooh.
The unique design combines the powerful airflow of a dryer with the smoothing and volumizing benefits of a round brush. So usually this is $150, but we've got it for $39, saving 74%.
Steph, that's fantastic.
Okay, next up, this is the L'Oreal Paris Revitalift Anti-Wrinkle and Firming 3-piece skincare set. So it includes firming and anti-wrinkle day cream, eye cream, and night cream.
Bravo.
So it's the perfect set for everyday use to combat aging. Normally, this set is $54.
It's expensive.
We've got it for $25, Tori, saving our viewers 54%. Tori, this one, I find keeping my fridge like really hard to keep it tidy.
Yeah.
So this is a 10-pack Heidi and Oak fridge mat that help me keep things a bit organized.
Okay.
So they're colorful, so you can put them in your refrigerator and help keep it clean from drips and messes. So normally they're $40. But we've got them for $15, which means you're saving 62%.
And you get a 10-pack.
And then last but not least, this is the Odyssey Mind and Body Motion Activated Sanitizer and Soap
Oh, I
Dispenser.
love that.
So normally this is $50, but we've got it, are you ready?
Yeah.
For $19, saving 62%.
Head on over, everyone, to morningsave.com to snag all these amazing deals that Steph showed us at the lowest prices. Seriously, you can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. It's easy. Steph, it is so good to see your face and to be in the studio with you. Thank you so much. All right, just want to say great combo, guys. Thank you for that conversation. It was beautiful. DBL, we're new every day. Tune in for more of this. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.